Hello, hypothetical viewers. This is Wandering Dragon, and welcome back to Shining Force 2. We are fighting a battle against some of these like laser flowers. So it looks like this is basically a kind of a valley that we're going between here. We're being ambushed with laser flowers, I guess. Now these were kind of like the prism flowers were kind of like the like ancient cannon or whatever that we ran into in Shining Force 1, where they just attack with a laser in a straight line. So we don't want to overlap with them on kind of the X or Y coordinate. And mist devils are appearing with some frequency nowadays. Oh, I'm guessing this is the boss. This is our new enemy, the Executioner. Who's using a battle sword, even though their sprite has a scythe. And we have another shaman and a chaos wizard, which we saw in the last battle. But whom we didn't fight, actually, because we killed the boss before then. I think the annoying part of this is that since we can't zoom out the screen, it's kind of a pain to keep track of where the flowers are. And I'm gonna try and just kind of bum rush through. Let's just get there. As long as we don't pile everyone up in a line, we'll hopefully be fine. I guess we're kind of piling everyone up in a line. You know what? We just gotta get there and finish up the fight. That's that's the way. You just gotta get through this battle. I did look up Claude and Zinc, and apparently neither of them promotes at all. So they're just characters who just don't have a promotion. They're just always in their base class, which kind of makes sense. You know, Robot, Golem, what would they promote to? But in the previous game, Adam had a promotion, so I wasn't sure. I think Zig should be a serviceable member of our force. Apparently Claude's problem is that he's hella slow, which was sort of obvious. His agility is really low. So I don't know whether we'll use him. Like, I do love him as a concept and he's cool, but I feel like he'll be another character who just lags behind all the time. And just won't be able to contribute as much. And we only have one agility boosting ring is the thing, right? And Claude's agility also looks like it is insanely low, so I don't think we'll be able to mitigate that very much. And he's kind of just another straightforward, he's a melee fighter, he attacks stuff, so we have lots of those. But yeah, it's the force that's slightly smaller than the number of characters who we might want to bring with us. Huh, so these things attack automatically, and even when enemies are in the way. I guess they just go on a timer or something. Oh no, Slade was in the way. I forgot that he was there. But they do hit enemies, which is also like those cannon things from the first game. I have put Karna back in the force. I kicked out Rick, just so... I think I did that last time anyway, yeah. But, you know, we gotta... We're getting towards the end game now. We gotta use our end game party. I think I'm gonna have him actually attack this guy, because he can do such a massive amount of damage that it's a waste not to, you know, get the bow rider in killing range. He's real annoying. Okay, this the bow rider just does such heavy damage. There we go. Man, honestly though, my melee attackers are now so strong that they are actually rivaling Blaze 4. Whereas I feel like in the first game, because the third level of the elemental spells had such a ginormous range, they were always useful even to the end game. Yes, a critical hit. But yeah, we're just going through this battle. I did also notice that there's still 2 characters left for us to recruit, which is incredible. It's like, this game has an absurd amount of characters. Especially when you consider that you can't actually use most of them. I'm gonna put it here. I'm trying not to get directly in the way of the laser flowers, even though they aren't really that bad in terms of how much damage they do, but, you know, why take extra damage if you don't have to? But yeah, we apparently somehow still are gonna recruit 2 more characters, and I hope that they'll at least be strong, because otherwise it's really pointless to have them at the end of the game when you've trained up an entire army. Maybe if you've been a bit lazy about it and your characters aren't very good, you know, they're kind of clutch at the end, I don't know. Oh, whoops. Ah, she has so much HP, it's fine. I'm not worried. This didn't even put her this didn't even put her low enough um, to make her HP be invisible numbers. That's how it is. Zinc is definitely a bit slow. Oh, whoops, I put him in the way of the flower. His HP isn't as good as everyone else either. He's a little behind. So it looks like after this battle, basically, there's another battle. So we'll have 2 battles in a row. I guess we'll see how long this one takes, and then maybe we'll put both in this video, maybe we'll split them up. Depends on how lengthy this is. Oh, man. I think I put Chester a little too far forward. Those Bow Knights can just wreck you. They have really high movement range, too. They're rough. Ugh. This battle's tough because, you know, it's another one of those ones where the terrain actually is slowing us down a fair amount, and there's a lot of bottlenecks because there's so many water features, so it's taking a while for all our characters on foot to actually get there. The name for that has immediately gone out of my head, even though I do, even though I know the name. Not foot soldiers is not what I'm looking for. I feel like there's like a specific word that I'm blanking on. It's not melee. Melee is hand-to-hand combat. I'm something that means like foot soldier, but I could have sworn there's a word for it that I'm just missing here. Maybe there's not, and I'm just confusing myself. Yeah, let's have him use some Raijin. Woot. The ninja magic is so fun. He's a great character because he's really fast. He has good movement range. He does lots of damage, and he gets magic. And he doesn't have enough MP to use it very often, but it's kind of just a fun extra. Delightful. But yeah, this battle is going a little slow. Because it's just taking ages for us to actually get there. This is why I like having a lot of flying characters, because they don't get quite so bottlenecked. I don't want to get Chester killed, but I also don't want the Bow Rider to remain in range to murder us all. Good job, Chester. Making you a Pegasus Knight is so fun. Honestly, if you don't have a guide and know in advance about the secret items, though, I feel like it would never occur to you to wait long enough for them to do anything. I'll try and take out this Prism flower. Very good. Excellent. Oh yeah, she's using the Nazca cannon. That might actually be... I don't know if it's the same weapon, but the animation is actually the same with the... Oh, the Hyper Cannon is what they're using, and it has the same animation, so I guess that's like... They're technically using the Nazca cannon. Yeah, I accidentally put Chester in the way of this flower, so let's heal him up. Fortunately, honestly, Sarah having heal 4 is really useful, because Karna can heal lots of people at once, but she cannot heal 67 damage at once. Empty town, prism flowers. But yeah, it looks like after we're gonna do this battle, another one, and then we'll finally be able to get to Dwarf Town. Oh man, I'm actually gonna have to, before we do that episode, I'm gonna have to look up more about mithril weapons in the guide I'm using to decide which ones to make. We found all the pieces of mithril in the game so far, but you know, we don't necessarily want every single one. We'll have to figure out which ones are our desired ones. Okay, this is the first time Zink's attacking. Let's check it out. He just shoots his arm out like fucking Inspector Gadget. He didn't really do that much. His attack is not as high as everyone else's, and he can't wield weapons. Oh, but you know, maybe I'll swap the power ring onto him. He's a good candidate for the power ring. Oh, wait, I already have the other ring, and in this game you can only wear one ring at once. Yeah, I do want him to actually get his turn. You know, maybe his attack will go up as we level him up a little. He's maybe just a little under level. But yeah, we'll get some mithril weapons. That'll be very cool. And then... I'm just kind of looking ahead of my guide. Battle 38, 39. I want to see how many total battles there are. So it looks like there are 43 total battles. And we are on battle 36. So including this one, there's only 7 battles. I guess including this one, it'd be 8, yeah. fence post error there. But yeah, so we are... My estimate was about right. I thought that we had, like... Oh, we have a lot of injured people. Is there any way I can get all of them in at once? Like, Luke... Ah, good. I wanted to get Luke and Slade, basically. Aura is so useful. But yeah, I thought we had maybe 10 battles left, and... Yeah, that was not a bad estimate. We really are in the home stretch. The battles may get longer as we get closer to the end of the game, though, because they'll presumably be more difficult. Zink's sprite is also interesting. He's a robot, but he's, like, dressed in kind of ragged clothing. Apparently one fan theory, is that he's Adam from the first game, but just, like, in disguise, but... there doesn't seem to be any particular reason to think that. He was just hanging out on the Nazca ship in this completely different continent. He seems to... He's just... I mean, the Ancients presumably created quite a lot of robots. We met several of them in the first game. We had to fight against one that got, like hacked by the villains, and we had to fight it. So, presumably he's just another one of the robots from the past. Do bow riders, like, resist attacks from flying characters? Because that did surprisingly little. Maybe this guy just has a ton of defense. I don't know. Yeah, he must just have lots of defense. Very good, very good. Okay, I'm making some progress. Gonna have Peter start trying to make a dent in this prism flower. Wow, he almost one-shotted it. Peter's so good. Love Peter. Da-da-da. Man, honestly, I'm seeing some low numbers from our attacks here. I guess everything is just getting tankier as we go along. The game will continue to get more challenging. And now, this is the real advantage of the Master Monk here, is that she does, with her attack, just as much damage as our other fighters. But, since she can do damage with her attack, she can save all of her MP for her support spells and healing, which do take a fair amount of MP. So, unlike the Vicar, where if you want to do any damage, you really have to use Blast, she can save her MP for fighting... Fucking Muddle again. Why did they give these guys Muddle? It's really annoying. It just sucks. But yeah, she can save her MP for support spells, but still contribute damage, so you're not kind of using up a character slot on just support. The Master Monk is really good. That Bow Rider did not do as much damage. Guess we'll kind of meander over here to fight the Bow Rider. Zink's not doing... He's doing a little less than everyone else, but not tons less. I think everything just has more defense right now in general. Which means this battle will take longer and longer. This flower is using Hyper Beam. That flower did not attack for reasons that are unclear to me. Maybe it's only every so many turns. Maybe there's like a cooldown. I'm really not sure. Not really close enough to do anything particular, but I guess I'll just pop off a heal. Oh, actually, everyone is really injured here. Let's just use Aura. There we go. Aura is so useful. When multiple characters are injured, just top them all off. Excellent. Excellent. This is why she's so overleveled. And Galam can finish off the Bow Rider. You know, Blaze actually is really shining here because it's not affected by defense stat. There are some enemies that seem to resist magic, but for an enemy like that, where everyone else was doing like 20 damage, he really shines as the one character who's able to still damage it and do a ton. I want to just finish off the Prism Flower and then we'll start attacking this demon. Critical hit. Level 20, oh man. Getting so strong. As we head towards the end of the game. Gerald has fallen behind a little. He does best on, he's like at his strongest on maps with lots of forest and mountains and stuff, those outdoor maps. Oh fuck, you missed Demon. I don't know if he actually gets a movement bonus on those maps, or if it's just that other characters have a penalty, so it feels like he's going farther, but I think he may actually get some kind of bonus. It feels like he goes really far on those maps. So they're really his strength. Okay, at least she didn't murder anyone. And on maps where we have more like open grass, you know, he's just kind of meandering along, because he only has 5 moves. But there are a lot of outdoor maps, so he is very useful. And his design is cool, which is honestly the most important factor. That's how I determine which characters stay in the party. Are you especially cool or cute? Then you're probably in. Carry on here? Oh, I gotta get all the way to the bottom of this map. And there's so many prism flowers on the map, and they don't move closer to you, so I feel like unless you go out of your way to go kill them all, they're just taking up time because their turns take a while. Oh, he doesn't have quite enough for that. He has enough for... Yeah, you know, he's not quite close enough to attack. I'm just gonna move him a little closer so that he doesn't immediately get murdered by everything. She can start attacking the wizard, though. See, the archers have really, you know, they have the extra range, so I really like them. They're so useful. Peter also, I'm going to tuck him over here, because he can't quite get there yet either. Nor can Luke. I guess Gerald can fight this prism flower. It'll make it more convenient for us as we approach the enemy. Chester can finish off the wizard. That way he's not hitting us with Blaze 4, which is super powerful. And Ben's not close enough to use his magic either, but we can attack this Executioner. Excellent. Okay. So battles are kind of taking like half an episode now, which is not bad. Oh right, she's still out of it. Sarah Grin. She's just standing there, very confused, just enjoying the battle. However, she's the character who's done best with confusion because she's the only one who did not immediately start murdering the party. See, the prism flowers, they're not that dangerous. Their turns just take forever, so this is yet another case. Even if they're not attacking anyone, you know, we still have to watch their turn go by. So this is yet another case where I'm like, you're only making this take longer, which is just annoying. We need like one more attack to kill the boss. Just someone get their turn. Wow, now we really only need one more attack because the Executioner got damaged. And this guy, instead of healing the boss, which would have made more sense, decided to just bop Chester on the head with his staff. Because that's a good use of his time. I'm not sure we'll heal everyone up. I don't want Karna to get the kill because she'll get like 1 X. She's already so high level. I can just heal everybody up nicely. There we go. Highest level of aura is pretty ridiculous. It's not really that close. Okay, actually, yeah, Slade can just bring us home here. Why not? He's also high level, but whatever. Use your ninja magic. Oh, we got a battle sword. Cool. That might be a really strong weapon. That'll be nice. Give it to, I guess, Ben. He can have the... He'll eventually get a magic sword, but whatever. Ah, here we go. Prism flowers? My prism flowers! Ben, I shall return with Red Baron. You'll pay for this. Are we ever actually going to fight Geshp? I'm kind of starting to wonder now, because I assumed we were, but maybe he'll just always set other people on us instead. Okay, and I believe we are immediately getting into another battle. When he said I shall return, he meant like right away. With his teleporting, that makes sense. Yeah, we're not even close to end up, so let's do it. Now you shall pay for killing my precious prism flowers. We didn't even kill all of them. Geshp again. Hee hee hee. Do you have another cunning trap for us? Peter is just someone who's just along for the ride. He's so innocent and cheerful. Why would I do that? I just want to introduce you to my friend. Red Baron, say hello, but we already know him. He arrested us in the past. Oh. He's waiting for you just outside the Galam gate. You have to defeat him if you want to advance. See his red armor? It's smeared with blood. He's terrible at taking care of his stuff. He has killed many people. Honestly, so have we at this point. We literally are an army that is at the end of the game. Now it's your turn. This will be your undoing. Galam is just over there, but... we have to advance. Ben, are you ready? And straight into another battle. Just back to back at the end of the game. Oh man, now Executioner is a regular enemy. Still have lots of bow riders. The Hellhound, so that's new. That's like the upgrade of the Chimera type enemy. Evil Bishop's still around. Chaos Wizard's still around. Oh, another new enemy, the Minotaur. I guess that's the upgraded like axe fighter. And here is the Red Baron using the Dark Sword. So, maybe this is me spoiling myself. Are we not supposed to know that the Red Baron is lemon? Because I could have sworn. Also, before I get into that, just want to point out how this is a ginormous map and there's not that many enemies. We basically just have to walk a really long way. I kind of wonder if they do this mainly because the enemies are individually really, really strong. So it's like, this way you won't get overwhelmed. But it's also just like, oh boy, walking, the most exciting part of games. And we're in the forest, which slows down our movement. Even for the elves, shouldn't the elves have good movement in the forest? This isn't even a game where it's like, oh, they have pointed ears. Maybe they're supposed to be elves. We met them in Elf Town. They are literally actually elves. They live in the forest. I really feel like they shouldn't have a movement penalty. But anyway, yeah, I could have sworn when we first met this guy, because we did meet him, right at the start of the game, remember when, like, weird shit was going on with, or like, Galam, we had to, like, go tell them about what happened or talk to them or whatever. And we went there, then we had to escape Galam because it turns out they were sending an army to attack us. So we had to go warn our town, but we got stopped by the warrior Lemon, who is like a servant of the Galam king, and like he has some doubts at that time, but he's, you know, he's still a loyal soldier or whatever, so he stops us and threw us in prison. I could have sworn at that time we were told he was called the Red Baron, but maybe we weren't, and I just happened to read that in the guide I'm using or whatever. Because the game is like, oh, it's time for you to meet Red Baron, he'll defeat you, and then he just goes Gwarg and doesn't have a face portrait. So are we, like, supposed to not know that it's the same guy? And if that's the case, how does that make any sense? Because we met him for, like, one cutscene, basically. We know almost nothing about him. It seems really silly to have this be some kind of dramatic reveal, because we also met him in, like, the first, I think, like, the second or third battle ever in the game. And now it's the very end of the game, so I feel like the reaction would not be like, oh my god, it's Lemon. It would be like, who the fuck is this guy? Did we see him at some point? But if we are supposed to know he's Lemon, then it seems super weird that that's not being mentioned at all. I don't know. Did I accidentally unequip his weapon? It seems like he's doing oddly little damage. I gotta check that. Okay. Got rid of an executioner. You know, we're making some progress. This one will probably run over. Yeah, see, like, I feel like on certain terrains he has higher movement, because look, well, I guess that's 5 squares, actually. Oh, no, he can go 6, yeah. So I think certain terrains give him boosted movement, like, because he's a wolf man, so when he's in, like, the forest, he can go further, it's out in nature. But there's so many outdoor maps in the game that it's generally not an issue. And I feel like the indoor maps, we sometimes are advancing more slowly anyway, because they have more bottlenecks. So I find that for him, at least, the low movement speed does not become an issue. I think this might be our first boss that has high enough HP that it's question mark, question mark. We managed to get that for our characters before the enemies got it in this game, unlike the last game, where I don't think we ever had a character with question mark HP. It seems like stat inflation is quite extreme in this game. Oh man, it's the Hellhound we're seeing for the first time. It's pretty weird looking. Okie dokie. I'm guessing the Hellhound will resist fire, so we shouldn't have Kazan attack them. Zink is picking up the rear here. I think he might be slowed down more by the forest and stuff, you know. He is a robot, maybe, like, you know, he can't handle natural environments, I don't know. Wow, Slate's pretty tanky. He's doing well. I wonder if the flying characters have a weakness to bows, because it always seems to do so much damage to them. And that's true in Fire Emblem, but it's never really mentioned here. It's just yet another thing in the background, I guess. We could just pop off an aura, I guess. I think we should be able to, yeah, we'll get Chester and Slade. There we go. Top everybody off. Doesn't quite get us everyone back to full, but it gets everyone back to, like, surviving. You know, they'll be fine. They're out of danger. Level 30 died. If level 40 is the cap, but I don't know whether it is, it might be, but if it is, she is gonna really hit the level cap quite early. I'm having him move down to attack this because he has good movement range, so he can actually get there, whereas other characters are closer to the Chimera, so kind of like, in the interest of keeping everybody moving, so that we don't bottleneck ourselves and get overwhelmed by enemies coming in, I kind of want my speedier characters to attack the enemies that are sort of a little further away from us, and my slower characters can take care of the ones who are sort of already among our ranks. That's my planning here. Gerald's gonna start on the Hellhound. Okie dokie, yeah, this one will definitely run over, but... And I'm just gonna quickly check and make sure that he is in fact... Yeah, he's equipped, I guess. That bow rider just had a lot of defense, I guess. I have suspected before now that Peter's attack might be like a magic attack or something. So maybe it like, either that or he's just hella strong, because it's clearly affected by enemy defense, but it seems like it can still do better damage to high defense enemies than most of my other guys can, so I don't know if... Again, it's possible because the game is filled with things that aren't explained, but I don't really know. He could just be very strong. Oh, oops, I forgot this guy was so weakened I did not need to use the max level of blast. I could use like the second level. Wasn't paying enough attention. Okay, starting our advance. Yeah, this one, we're already at 26 minutes. This is definitely gonna run over, but I don't want to cut in the middle of a battle. So this will be like a super long episode that's like double the action, because we did have 2 battles right in a row, and the first one was not nearly long enough for a full episode. And also, again, odds are none of this will ever be posted anywhere, so it will not really matter how long any of it takes. It will, you know, it will be all the same. Fuck, I really gotta get everyone out of these, like, what are these, like heavy brush or something? The tiling is different. Maybe it's like high grass, because it makes them go so slow. It's awful. Get them out on the field area. Yeah, I don't want everyone to rush forward too far and get swarmed, so I'm just kind of gradually moving us all forward. And I don't want the ones who are still on the grass to fall behind too far. Because I think, my guess would be that, based on their character classes, they're not all equally affected by the movement penalty for that terrain. So some of them were able to kind of rush ahead, like my flying characters, and Slade seems to just be able to kind of deal with it easily. So I don't want the others to get stuck behind. Because that would weaken the force, you know? The shining force. I think the magic sword we have to kill Zan with is also called the Force Sword. So we're going all in here. The Force Sword, the correct sword for the Shining Force. Oh, finally, this... Why would you have the whole start of the map be rough terrain? That's just annoying. Oh, okay. Almost everyone is out of it. We still got a couple more characters to move. But, well, 3, I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna stall a little while we do that. So we have to kind of... We have to move forward a bit gradually so we do not get overwhelmed by a mass amount of enemies. Because there's a fair amount of... You know, there's a decent amount of enemies on this map. Not for its size, really, but... I also want to be careful because... We don't want to get hit by a stray muddle. Why did they give those things muddle? Such a bad idea. Okay, Zank is here. Okay. I feel like this is just going to take ages. And a lot of it, as you can see, is just us walking and then enemies sitting around. It is... These massive outdoor maps are not very exciting. They weren't particularly interesting in the first game, and they still have some problems. Alright, since these enemies are clumped up so nicely, we may as well use Cotton, our ninja magic. Actually, the Hellhound seem to take as much damage as the rest. I guess it's not like a fire type or whatever, or maybe that doesn't even matter. Oh, if only he had done a tiny bit more. See, I may have overextended here and gotten a little too ambitious with Slade. Oops. Yeah, but he can use his javelin And we can at least finish off the Hellhound so that we're not totally overwhelmed. Yeah, you can see these enemies are getting tougher. It is requiring more characters to focus fire and bring them down. Gonna have Peter attack the Chaos Wizard. I think we should be able to finish him off. We did. Excellent. Man, Peter's hella strong. he could have one-shotted that guy easily. Yeah, we are making progress. Oh, that Mist Demon down there is making me nervous, though. It was bad enough when it was just one-shotting us with the powerful attacks. Now it's also muddling everyone, and then our characters just kill each other. Very good. Okay, we're almost... we're gonna get muddled. Yeah, I knew it. Okay, well at least it didn't get literally everyone. Some people seem more muddle resistant than others. Because, like, Ben has gotten hit with it, I feel like, every single time it's been used on him. He's easily confused. Oh nice, Zinc can get in the battle a little here. He apparently has an alternate attack where he attacks with a laser. He's kind of like Adam, the robot from the previous game, who also did that, where he sometimes uses a special attack that's more powerful, but it's unpredictable. Another one of those things in this game, which is kind of a neat mechanical complexity, but you can't control it in any way, so it's just there as a random thing. Yeah, and he's just healing himself, which is fine. We need to focus fire down that Mist Demon straight away. Okay, Karna, help us out with the Mist Demon. Very good. She does a ridiculous amount of damage, and does not get any X because she's so high level. Kazan can help out against this Mist Demon. He should be able to do most of its HP. And then whoever's turn is next should be able to finish it off, hopefully. Slade's all the way over here, so let's have him actually attack the Dark Bishop, just so we're not... Because him going backwards will just be backtracking, which is annoying. Okay, I wonder if he ever gets any more ninja spells. Like, does he get an ice one? This game has been oddly stingy with the ice magic. We have fire that we got automatically, and lightning we get automatically, and Slade's also an automatic recruit, got fire and lightning. The only card with ice is optional. It's funny. Oh right, she's confused. I forgot. I was like, wait, is there a cutscene in the middle of the battle? There was not. I was just confused. I know that Minotaur is going to come and attack us, but I don't want to go over to fight it because that will just make this take even longer. And I don't want it to. Okay, I'm going to have her actually heal up Ben. We have multiple people who are injured, but he's the only one who absolutely cannot die. Gotta just make sure he recovers everything. There we go. Honestly, the highest level we have of aura heals about that much, I feel like. So, I mean, and it can heal more. It can heal like 60 points of HP, which aura cannot, but a lot of the time, aura is really good enough. Like, honestly, if I didn't like Sarah as a character... Oh, he must be using the Heat Axe. Or the Atlas Axe, oh man. This is a new axe. But yeah, if I didn't like Sarah so much as a character, she really wouldn't be needed if you have Karna, who is like a healing machine. But Sarah has been with us this entire game. Technically, Sarah and Chester have even been with us longer than Jaha, because in the very first battle, he's like, if I remember correctly, he's late for school at the beginning. So the very, very first thing we do, he's not there. He joins us for like the second battle. So they're truly the two earliest party members. The Minotaur looks a little silly, I have to say. The sprite just looks... I don't know, it looks a bit silly. Very good, Kazan. Unfortunately, there is no more magic for him to learn. He just has what he has. Okay, we're making progress. We're making progress. Keep going. Oh great. Attack the wizard, sure. Hasn't she been confused for like 3 turns? When is she going to stop being confused? She's still confused. I'm annoyed by this. Man, Peter's the one who's getting kind of overleveled now. He's so strong now. He just destroys everything and doesn't get X. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to Oh, we're getting back into rough terrain here, too. That's annoying. The boss is hanging out by the rough terrain. But we gotta cool our jets a little here and let people catch up so our army does not get totally behind. Poor Kazan may not make it to the end of this battle. He's in a tough spot. And the Red Baron doesn't seem very interested in walking over to us, so we have to deal with all these enemies. Spend all the time to walk over to him. More Atlas Axe. I'm not really worried about Peter though, he has buckets of HP. Yeah, and that did 7. Is apparently affected by defenses. I guess Zinc can help out against this guy. He's back here anyway. And because the rough terrain, I don't think he's actually going to catch up with the main fight. And Karna can as well. She doesn't need X really, and we're okay on healing for the moment. You know, we're doing fine. I honestly probably never, even if I posted these somewhere, I don't think anyone would ever watch them because they are honestly pretty boring to watch back. Look, this battle is just a really long tactics RPG battle. There's just a limit to how much I have to say about it that's like really insightful or interesting. We're wandering around on a map attacking things. That's what we're doing. And yes, I know that means that this was a poor choice for making Let's Play videos about, but whatever. I like Shining Force a lot. And finally she's not confused. And it's not like any other person on Earth will ever see this. In all likelihood. They'll just live on my hard drive forever. But like, it's the journey, not the destination, right? You know? Very nice, Gerald. We have been on a long journey with these characters. I know, I'm just not that comedic, you know? Oh, here is one neat thing. Something to talk about during this battle that I found when I was looking up about, who was just injured, about how the our new characters' classes work, like whether they're promoted or not. Apparently, Zinc, his name in the Japanese was actually Bacchus, which is totally amazing because why? Like, he has nothing to do with the Greek god Bacchus. He's not really any connection there, so I have no idea why he would be called that. I can understand why they changed it to Zinc, which is at least vaguely robot related. It's like, oh, he's a robot, so he's made of metal. Whereas Bacchus had nothing to do with anything. I'm just gonna have him move forward a little because I don't want to overextend and get him killed. Just a little. Some of my characters are falling behind here. Chester's gonna... Actually, I'm gonna have him attack from here with the javelin, because the Red Baron looks like he's also affected by the terrain. He did not appear to have a very high movement range. So Chester shouldn't be attacked by the Red Baron. You know, so just this way we're kind of controlling who's in range of what. I should stop having Peter attack all the time, because he's way too much better than everyone else. Oh, his movement range was higher than I thought. I thought it was only 3 before. What an interesting sprite. And also I want to point out, it looks less like he's wearing armor that is red and covered in blood, and more like he's just wearing red-colored clothes. Which is very different. Oh man, he got another attack already? He's fast. But seriously, look at that. He is wearing brownish... Actually, he looks like he's just wearing brown pants, like leather pants or something, like, you know, like breeches. And then, on top of those pants, he's wearing a red tunic and cape. Maybe that's... But it looked like cloth in the animation. So Geshp's whole, like, oh, his armor is covered in blood thing appears to just have been 100% made up. None of that was true. Ooh, we actually have enough MP to bust out Katon. Time for some ninja lightning. Oh, it's Raijin. Katon's the other one, right? Raijin, ninja lightning, rain down. I'm actually gonna have him. We're not gonna kill the Red Baron in one blow, and I want to kill the bishop so he doesn't heal the Red Baron, because that would be hella annoying. Wouldn't it be funny if the Red Baron was not the boss, you kill the bishop and the level just ends? That would be so absurd. That just popped into my head. But seriously, the little red, like, tabard he has is swaying like it's made of cloth, like it's being blown by wind. So, seriously, what the hell? What red armor? And even the brown stuff he has on underneath, it doesn't look like armor. It looks like cloth based on, like, the shading. It looks like it has soft folds. So, all the intimidating shit about him may have just been made up. And he's dead. That was not very hard. Can I just say again how great the flying characters are? And Slade, who apparently is not as affected by terrain. And Geralt, obviously, also has some nice terrain effects. They got there so much easier than everyone else and could maneuver so well. Sir Astral, he's crying. Why would he be crying? I mean, okay, I know this is a dramatic scene, but I just want to point out that we just stabbed this guy about 5 times. Maybe he's crying from pain. I think I've seen his style of fighting before. Let's see his face. So this is supposed to be a reveal. I guess maybe the original scene did not say that Lemon was the Red Baron, and I just had read that in the guide. If I hadn't read that, I would have no idea who the fuck this was, because I would have forgotten about Lemon long ago. That was way at the beginning of the game, and he has not been mentioned since. Astral removes the mask. Huh? Yeah, this is Lemon. Also, I want to point out, when we met him, he was already wearing red. It's Lemon, that guy who threw us in prison. Let me see him. Oh yeah, he never met Lemon. Peter hadn't joined us yet. Wow, he's alive. Lemon. Lemon. Where? That's a weird thing to say in response to your name. What? He was brainwashed. Oh, Sir Astral, I had an awful nightmare. I was controlled by someone, and I killed a lot of... It wasn't a dream. So I guess the implication here is that he was, like, possessed by demons or devils or whatever, and became the Red Baron who murdered everyone, but he didn't actually want to murder everyone. Except that at the time that we fought him and he led an attack on our town that, like, murdered a lot of people, he was not mind-controlled then. He knew who he was. But yeah, seriously, this dramatic reveal is a little weak, in my opinion. Because we met him, like, once, didn't really know anything particular about him that would make us like him all that much or be interested in what happened to him. He wasn't mentioned again. We met him right at the beginning of the game, and we didn't hear anything about him until way at the end, and now there's this big reveal. It feels like the game is trying to do too many reveals. Like, the original game, you had the one big reveal about your bro. And so that had a little more oomph, because it's like, okay, we've seen this specific villain many times throughout the game. We finally find out who he is. There's, you know, then we see him again after that. There's, like, a story to it. Whereas this is just, like, there's just way too many, secretly this person was this person, and there's this person. There's just too much. What? You were being controlled by a devil, and he made you kill every person you saw. Not sugarcoating this at all. You recovered your senses when we defeated the devils. I can't believe it. I'm Lemon. What can I do? How can I atone for my sins? Sir Astral, tell me. Are they really sins if you were possessed? You had no control. You are not at fault. It's not your fault. The devils are to blame. But I have to die for my sins. It will be my atonement. Wasn't he a vampire or something at some point? I vaguely recall this. I have to die. Lemon's not having a good day. Oh, poor Lemon. Sir Astral, Lemon has fled. Will you let him die? Lemon is an immortal vampire now. He can't die very easily. Yeah, I thought I remembered that we were told he was a vampire. Was it ever explained why he was a vampire? Like, was he always one? Or he said he's an immortal vampire now. Was he not at one point? Did he become one? Was this part of the story? There's just too much going on here. I think we'll meet him again. Ben, let's go. He is indeed one of the characters we will eventually recruit. Okay, so this has been 45 minutes. This was quite a long episode. So we are gonna wrap here, and next time we'll go to Dwarven Town. So we fought 2 battles in a row, and not a lot happened, but we did free Lemon from mind control, I guess, and we still did not find out why he's an immortal vampire. I have no fucking idea. Apparently Higgins might be one as well. So is the implication that Lemon, like, bit him or something? Did they fight? There's a lot going on in this game. But thank you for watching, hypothetical viewers, and get excited for Dwarf Town in the next episode of Shining Force 2.